Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Comfy Org stream. I'm here with Julian and I am Pers. And we're back and we're going to hang out and talk about Wan Alpha today. That's not really the elephant in the room today. The elephant in the room today is that Sora 2 came out yesterday. We are going to get to Wan Alpha, but we should talk about how crazy Sora 2 is and sort of what a what's the word, divergence it is from our idea of what a video model is.
Mhm.
um have you had a chance to play with it much, Julian?
A little bit, yeah.
So what do you think of this social media aspect of Sora? Like I think it's very interesting that they've gone this way with it.
I think like my brain is seeing it more like as it's not a professional tool, but it's a fun thing, and so it's I don't know, like I'm not approaching it like I'm approaching it more as a tool where you create your own little social media videos, but it's not professional. It's just fun, so it's good for that.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it does one of the things that we always talk about, which is just putting creation in the hands of everyone, and then best
Mhm.
idea wins. And there's a beauty in that chaos. And of course, people are going to make absolutely insane things. They have been making insane. I've been making insane things. It's super fun, and the cameo stuff's really cool too because you can, if you consent, you can upload your face, and you can even let other people start remixing it. So I've already had some people do some crazy stuff at Pers Beats. If you want to remix my face, it's pretty fun. But then it's cool because you can then insert yourself with your other friends who've done it as well. And this brings a whole new aspect to the sort of thing that we all enjoy about AI video is the iteration process. You get to iterate, but with your friends. It's like multiplayer, multiplayer slop generator.
Mhm.
And for that, man, it is cool, and I can't wait to see what people do with it. Yeah, Neko in the chat says it reminds them of Vine. Yeah, it's definitely got that sort of fast thing. It's really cool. Anyway, I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about Sora for the whole stream, but it is a very notable moment in history. And go play with it if you can get in, and uh, if you ask a friend. I'm out of invite codes, so don't bug me, but ask a friend who's in, and they might have some invite codes. Mine got used up on day one. But yeah, so let's jump over to Wan Alpha, and yeah, go play with Sora. It's very cool. There it is, Wan Alpha. So let's bring our heads back up.
So cool, so cool.
Hey, all right. Yeah, so Wan Alpha is what it says. Is a high quality text to video generation with an alpha channel. That sounds like nothing special. But then when you think about the fact that you can now make layers, so you can make a background with anything you like, and then make a subject for that background, and then another thing to put in front of that, and another thing to put in front of that. You can start thinking in layers like a compositor or a movie film compositor would. And the point being here, we can see through the backgrounds of everything, so that you can play stuff in layers on top of each other. um, that's very cool. As you can see, it does a very good job with uh, like translucency as well as transparency. So like the bubbles,
Mhm.
you can actually see through them and stuff. It's really, really cool. This is based on WAN 2.1 14B. So the res is as high as you can render with it, but it was probably trained around 480p, 720p. I don't know. But you know, I'd love to see your experiments. If you get stuff out of here that's like super high res, I'd love to see it. WAN 2.1 14B is like, it's a good sized model to be doing this with, to go up. And uh, there might be a way to do like tiled upscaling and stuff like that for the videos, but we'll get into it later. But the issue you'll run into there now is this is a dual VAE setup. You're an RGB VAE and a alpha VAE, but we'll talk about all that. I don't want to get too into the weeds right now. But yeah, basically you can either run it by just downloading the models and running it in like Python, Torch, diffusers, all that stuff, like the research data scientists do, or you can just run it in Comfy. So the link to this is in the description below, and so you'll just scroll down to where it says official ComfyUI version, and it tells you exactly what files you need, which models you need, and it tells you exactly where those models go. So click the link and follow these instructions, put these models in these folders, and it will work when you grab this workflow right here. So it's all right there on the page, and it all works right out of the box. So the only thing that is special about this specific workflow, let me try and zoom in a bit here. You'll see install our custom RGBA video previewer and PNG frame zip backer. You will need this to actually use the stuff you make.
Mm-hmm.
So grab this RGBA save tools Python file and put it in your ComfyUI/custom nodes folder. So, it's a little more intermediate workflow to get set up, but once it's set up, I'll show you it's actually very straightforward video generation workflow. All the difficulty, all the complexity revolves around alphas, which we'll get into. Alphas, masking, channels, what that means, and what that means like implication wise with like how you're running your videos in Comfy. An alpha channel is not something Comfy is equipped to deal with out of the box. It's something you will always have to deal with as a secondary measure. So we'll talk about that as well. And the other thing I want to touch on before we get too deep into the workflow is that I don't actually process these layers with Comfy. I actually process them in a video editor. So you can use like an old boomer video editor like I do, like Resolve or Premiere. But if you use CapCut or if you use any of the new stuff for editing, Canva, that'll all work too. So what it's going to give you is a zip file. Then when you unpack that zip file, it's going to be full of PNG files, and then those PNG files are an image sequence. So I know a lot of you already know what image sequences are, so you can just ignore me here. But for those of you who don't, an image sequence is all the frames of a video in an ordered PNG sequence in a folder. So it'd be like frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, all the way through. Mm-hmm. So you can use those PNG sequences in video editors if you use them as image sequences. I'll show you how to drag one into Resolve and et cetera, so you can see what I'm talking about. But the point is you're getting the PNG file, and the PNG file contains the transparent layer that you need to, that the software needs to see that it's a transparent video. MP4s, by their very nature, they don't have an alpha layer. So you can't just save these videos as MP4s and drag them into Resolve. You'll get them on like a matte gray or black background. So, yes, that's a good point. I'm going to screw this up. Guillemot Leroux says, you can output these in ProRes. Go ahead and do that as well. ProRes does have an alpha layer. You just have to make sure that alpha layer is being respected in regards to what your output is and how it's being chunked. But yeah, so this comes with a custom node for saving these outputs. This thing right, where did I put it? Sorry, down here. Yes, this custom RGBA video previewer and PNG sequence maker. You need this to make the little transparent videos. So all that to say, don't skip this step.
Yeah, it's a must.
It's a must. All right, so when you load that workflow up, it will look a lot like this, and it's actually very well laid out. I love this workflow. It's very linear. I prefer this sort of like long workflow where not a lot of stuff is squished underneath. It's just sort of stuff that's running. Each sort of section is sectioned off. It's very good workflow. But yeah, let's talk about what it's doing. We are loading the Wan 2.1 text to video 14B model. So you will select that model after you've put it in the folder. And again, all this stuff is right here. Download the files, put them in the folders. ComfyUI/models, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the first one is the 2.1 text to video 14B FP16. Pop that in there. These will already be selected. All you'll have to do is just click on it and look for it. T2V. Let's go T2V. 14B. I can barely read this myself, so I don't know how you guys are getting on with this, but 2.1 T2V 14B. So you just select the model in your folder. And if they're not here because you just put them in and didn't restart Comfy, just hit that R key anywhere in Comfy. And once you see that update thing come up, you're good to go. It'll update all these folders. And then the first LoRa we are going to use is the Light X LoRa, the 480p 14b image to video one. I know we're using the text to video model in the image to video LoRa. I don't know. It works. Don't ask questions. This is a special LoRa that comes with it called the Epoch 13 1500 changed. I don't know what it does. Just grab it. It's in the GitHub. And that's the model setup. And then we need the UMT5 XXL FP8 E4M 3FN scaled text encoder. Pop that in there. And then we can use this empty Hunyuan latent video node. This will just give us a latent, like empty latent with the right tensor shape for this animation. Don't worry about the fact that it says Hunyuan. It's just the same. They just use the same tensor shape for their latent canvas. We'll call it a canvas, the space that it's going to draw in. This model sampling S3D, I just left it at 5. I think if you turn it up, it might play with the motion a bit. I'm not actually sure. I wouldn't touch it if you don't know what you're doing, or touch it if you don't know what you're doing. I've made a career out of that. Wan Alpha 2.1 VAE RGB channel. This is the special RGB VAE that it comes with. And then there's also actually this is the same one for both decoders, and then it comes with these special VAE decoders, the RGB decoder and the Alpha VAE decoder. So this is where we're creating our RGB channels, which is the stuff that we see as humans, and then the alpha channel, which is the thing that is the black and white mask that tells the computer where the transparency is in the image. So what we can do is before we run it, and yeah, obviously the prompt, positive and negative prompts in the middle here. I find this thing works best if you tell it you want your images in a on a transparent background. It does a better job. Sometimes it'll make a background and then just cut out the back of the background. But you kind of just want the object for this stuff because you can make a background any old way you like with even 122 text to video, image to video, whatever you like. You might already have backgrounds. You just want to stick this stuff on too. It's another thing I want to stress. Today we are thinking in layers. We are making assets. We're not considering these as final pieces. They are just components of a later final piece. So that whole like AI being a one-shot solution for a final thing, that's not what we're doing here today. Today we're making samples to then play with later. So and for this, the prompt was medium shot. A soap bubble flies through the air on a transparent background. Pretty straightforward. It does the run and everything goes fine. The K-sampler settings are 4 steps, CFG of 1, UniPC, and simple. That's because we're using that Light X.
The Light X, yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting the distilled, nice, light cooked version. So yeah, this is a nice little baby workflow. So what you can do once you actually have the workflow all set up to make yourself a little less insane all the time is we can kind of group all this stuff together. You know what? First, let's explore what's going on with the things before what I was going to do is turn this into a subgraph, but let's wait a minute. So let's find out what it's combining to make this image. So let's pull a video combine out of this node. Video combine. Yeah. I'm going to set that to 24 frames per second, MP4, 12 CRF, and save output. We don't need to because these are just consider these to be like preview nodes, basically. So we just want to see what's coming out of these two nodes, this Alpha VAE decode and this RGB VAE decode. So yeah, we got our two little previews here, and we'll just do another run, and it'll probably do another run because I have another seed in there. A magical seed. Yeah, it's doing a new run. Yeah, if you're wondering why you can see the encode before it's done on mine and you can't on yours, that's a very easy fix. It is up in Comfy settings up here. Comfy settings. VHS, when you have VHS nodes, and it's this one right here. Display animated previews when sampling. You turn that on and either just wait a bit or refresh the page or whatever. Comfy will then start showing you what's happening during the animation, which is great because if you're going for a specific animation, you're not getting what you want, you can kill it early, which saves you time. So here's what we got. This is what we're getting out of the
Makes sense.
VAEs. So our RGB VAE is giving the red, green, and blue outputs, the colors. And then the alpha one is giving us the mask. So everywhere it's white, there's going to be stuff. And everywhere there's black, there's going to be nothing. Like it's going to be transparent. So basically, that's the whole concept here with this final piece here is it's just pulling everything out where it was black. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's delete these because we don't need them right now. Move this back here. So we've got this RGB alpha and all this stuff. Let's make this a lot easier on our brains by selecting everything here. And right click and say convert to subgraph. Okay, now we're going to double click on our subgraph that we just made. This is everything. This is the whole workflow. We're going to double click on that. Now we're going to see our workflow is now connected to these little inputs and outputs on the end. We're going to use these to promote widgets out into the real world. So widgets are just these little inputs here. Clip name, type, device. These are all, anything with a little dot when you mouse over is a widget. So we want to expose the stuff that we actually care about and not expose the stuff we don't care about to make this an easier workflow to look at. So let's add one thing we're definitely going to want to have access to is the prompt. So we're going to plug that into the prompt here. Another thing we might want to have access to is the amount of steps in the run. Another thing we may want to have access to is the width, the height, and the length of the animation.
Yeah.
And for now, I think that's good. And another thing you can do here is rename these outputs. So this is our RGB out, and this is our mask out. I did that by just double clicking on the name. And now when I go back to my workflow,
so it's so clean. Look at it.
It's just a node. This is a nice little node, and we can call it Wan Alpha.
Yeah, it's so good at first. You can hide so much. This make it like production ready for people who don't really understand Comfy. They just use this.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we have this stuff, let's talk about how we can composite these in Comfy a little bit. There's a node in Comfy called Image Composite Masked. Sorry, I can't resize this node. It's a custom node and it's very large. And when you try to resize it, it just gets bigger. It's like a bug. So I'll just zoom in on this stuff here. Just gotta quit. There we go. Stop getting notifications. All right, cool. That's the whole workflow. Yeah. So what I wanted to do now is show you what this image composite mask does. So we don't want our destination actually. So our RGB out, that's our video out, is going to be the source. The destination is actually going to be black. We're going to put our source on a black mat so you can see what it looks like just against a black contrast. So we're going to use the fill image blank node. I'm trying to think of okay. We're also going to use the get image size and count node. This is in the KJ nodes pack.
These are so useful.
Yeah, because I want to basically use the width and height of our output to determine how big the black canvas is behind it. It's just an easy way to never have to do math. And then count is actually really important as well, because this mask is only one frame that I'm generating here. This is the FL image blank node, fill nodes. There's actually a ton of image blank nodes. I just happen to have fill nodes installed. So use whatever one you like. They all do it pretty much exactly the same. Select your color, select your width and height, and then it just generates a frame of that color in that size. So, oh yeah, I meant to say Phil's on a plane right now. Otherwise he would be with us. But he'll be here with us back on Tuesday probably. So yeah. Yeah, we miss him. All right. 000 for black. What I need now is a repeat image batch node, because again, it's one frame and I need to make a video. So I need to actually repeat this image over and over again for the background for each frame. That's what this count output is really handy for. So we're going to plug our count into the amount. So this is the amount of frames, the amount of videos video frames that is coming out of Wan Alpha into this get image size node. It's getting the width and height, making that the same size as the canvas. And then the count is going into the repeat, and that's all you have to do. Destination. The mask is just a little bit trickier. We're going to grab the mask out and we're going to convert image to mask. And then we're just going to drag that in here. So that should do the thing. And then we're going to hit that resize source. So if we did this right, and I can open a video combine, 24 frames, MP4. Yep. 12. The reason I changed the CRF to 12 is that increases the quality of the outputs. If you want, higher quality outputs, 12 is good. The lower you go, the higher the output, the less compression it adds. But after, 14, 15, 13, 12, you're just making the files bigger for no reason. If you want really, really good quality files, you want to actually use ProRes here. The second last option. Yeah. ProRes is like the highest quality you can pretty much get out of Comfy. It's basically lossless, if not lossless. So yeah, if we run this again, this nice little chunky Wan Alpha node is going to do all the hard work now. And then we've got our little compositor up here. And it should make a copy of this, but on a black background. So yeah, just so you guys can see that setup again, just remember the destination is where the background, the source is the foreground. I know when you think of destination and source, they can actually kind of mean the same thing either way. And this confused me for a very long time.
I think we've all been through this one.
One of the best, the things I can remember is, the destination is like what it's landing on, and the source is what's landing on it. So if you think of it and the mask is where it lands. And in this case, it did exactly what we wanted. It made,
look at that,
an image on a black background. Now, one of the really cool things about this is what we get for free out of this is something that we were talking about last night, but in a lot of diffusion, there is no inky black. And in fact, in a lot of diffusion, there is no contrast in the sense that everything is always happening all the time in every pixel. It's dreaming a entire scene with every frame. So there's always a little bit of stuff going on everywhere. So with this alpha thing, it's actually really nice to just put stuff on a black background. Like just saving these little videos with a black background are such a stark contrast to most of the types of videos that we get out of diffusion. So even if you're not using this to do alpha stuff, you can totally use this to just make your stuff stand out, because there's not a lot of content that comes out just on this dark background. And this is especially cool when you do things like, I was doing this last night, but a flower blossoms.
Yeah, these are super cool.
Into the sky on a transparent background. Sky might actually break this. I might have to just say a flower blossoms. But yeah, the point being you get this really nice, stark contrast between, I've said it's 50 times, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah, what you were showing me last night and what we're going to see here first is think about what you got somewhat quickly and easily, and what we used to do like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
When we would see people do this, we'd be like, whoa, how was this made? This is amazing. And now you literally just do it in 40 nodes.
Or in this case, 2. Once you have it all set up, you know?
Yeah.
We could actually make this a subgraph as well. Black, matte. Okay, that's not at all what I asked for, but it's pretty neat. That's like a mask on its own. And again, we are only doing 33 frames here. This is Wan. I think you can do like 121.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try 121 frames. Let's go. All right, so let's. While this one's going, I'm going to jump over to Q&A because I see the chat's been going off while I've been on this little adventure here. You can make microscopic stuff like bacteria and microorganisms. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, looks like popcorn explosion. Yeah.
Or how about like a fractal? But fractal would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Hey, Kez, what's up? Safe Flight Phil. Yes, Safe Flight Phil. Most image formats support grayscale for alphas, partial transparency, opaqueness. Yes, this whole like transparency alpha thing. This is like all we could do a whole stream on what that means in Comfy, because in Comfy alphas and masks are kind of the same thing, but they mean different things, but they're kind of related and they kind of are the same thing. So like, basically whenever you're having problems, it's probably the alpha, it's probably the mask. You probably have to invert it, probably have to uninvert it. Yeah, probably have to, use a mask from something else. And then like, it's just like Photoshop. You got layers and layers and layers, and you got blend modes. But okay, but that's sort of where I wanted to go after this. Let's jump back over to the demo, because I think it's almost done. Come on, baby. Someone was just saying something. Or I was saying something. And it's gone. But yeah. We were going to get into the video editor stuff too. Still got time. So let's make a couple things and then we'll start stacking them in a video editor so you can see what I'm talking about. Do previews now show up in subgraphs? They absolutely do. Thanks to the hard work of Austin. Thank you, Austin. Everybody give a big round of applause. A question: when you export a transparent video, what format is it? Because MP4s don't have alphas. That's a good question, Jimbo. We did cover this a little earlier, but I'll cover it again. This is a special node that comes with this workflow that will save it as a PNG sequence. And that PNG sequence will be every frame with a transparent background. You can then take that PNG sequence and import it into any video editor as a video, and it'll just have a transparent background. So you can just put it on top of other videos and stuff. I'll show you what I mean by that when we get back into the thing. But this looks great.
Looks amazing. I was just going to say, this looks absolutely stunning, Pers.
Love it. So let's make a bunch of videos the same. Let's make another couple of 121s. Let's do blue flower.
Oh, you're going to make a bouquet?
Yeah, we'll make a little bouquet of flowers on the on a video editor. Oh, no worries, Jimbo. Yeah, it's a strange concept, and you're right. MP4 does not handle transparency well. There are a few, other things you can do. If you're into Touch Designer, you can use HAP, H-A-P. HAP has a transparency layer. If you're into Resolume, uh, Resolume, the VJ software, they use DXV. You can use Ali to convert those to DXV files, the PNG sequences, and both DXV and HAP, and there's another one called Notch LC. It's a lossless, mostly lossless video format. But what those video formats let you do is actually load those videos onto your GPU in real time. So if you make HAP videos, Notch LC videos, or even ProRes, I think could do it. But no, maybe not. What did I say? HAP? No, and DXV. Those videos, when you load them into like VJ software or Touch Designer or Resolume or anything like that, they load like you can just like seek in them
So
anywhere
fast.
you want. Like
Yeah.
they're loaded like right onto the GPU. They are completely malleable in every way, and it is a really cool way to work with video. This is a really cool way to level up your stuff. Take these videos that we're making, these sequences, convert them to something like HAP or whatever. Take them into Touch Designer and just start layering stuff
Yep.
and glitch it out, loop it, and all of a sudden you're making just insane glitch art. So like uh, have
Yeah.
at it.
This is to me like this little workflow that you're showing Pers right now is it's almost like a paintbrush, and you can literally just make stuff that is that doesn't even look AI anymore. That is just this is very excited. You
Yeah,
know, like
I've been really dorking out about over this since I started playing with
I
it.
mean, look at this red flower. It's
I know
gorgeous.
the on the black, it's so nice. That's the other thing. Just having these nice little like the black ones, like the black background ones, look awesome. You absolutely can. Benjamin asked no output for ProRes. You absolutely can. All you have to. Oh, yeah. Sorry, there is no output for ProRes on this node. This particular save PNG zip node, but you are getting a straight PNG sequence, and then you can use I used FFmpeg to could like auto batch convert all my
Mhm.
folders into like HAP files, and then you've got lossless. So you can do the same thing for ProRes. You just FFmpeg convert a batch of them into ProRes. However, you want to bulk handle your videos. This looks cool too. And let's do a purple flower.
And by the end of this stream, you might even propose to me. This is so cool.
Yeah, we'll see. You got to buy me a few more dinners first, buddy.
I like how the petals pop up, and oh man, this is beautiful, Pers.
It was really cool. Yeah, I'm super stoked.
I think this is how I'm gonna make my happy birthday cards for Chris, and like Christmas cards using this workflow. So like you're running this on your 5090 right now, so yeah, it doesn't seem to be too slow. Honestly, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, for 100
Yeah,
121 frames, we're getting just looking at my log here, 155 seconds start to end. About a minute and a half, minute and 15 seconds for 121 frames. That's pretty sick. Don't resize for pixel art native resolution retro games. Actually, that's a good point. I don't know how low Wan goes. That's interesting. I wonder if you can make like 256 by 256 ones. Let's try that after this flower. I'm super curious now. You gone done and sparked me. Do you think it can do an 8-bit character, just like no background, low res? Make little like sprite sheets, animations. That'd be pretty cool. Problem would be getting them back to their initial state, I guess.
yeah.
It's funny, the render is actually done very quickly. It's the saving the PNG zip that takes forever. The PNGs just take forever to save, like in general. Oh, yes. Thank you for mentioning that, Jimbo. I meant to mention this on Tuesday. Right now on Hugging Face, they are having a Laura Frenzy AI toolkit by Ostris, which we've talked about a bunch of times on the stream, is free to use on Hugging Face this week if you want to go train stuff. So go train stuff for free on Hugging Face. I think you have to use their API or forum input boxes to get it going. But again, free compute is free compute. So get out there, friends. And that's Laura Frenzy. You know what? I'm going to get the link for you, so you don't end up on some crazy website. Frenzy. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to copy the link and drop it in our chat. One moment, friends. There you go. Multimodal Art AI Toolkit, Hugging Face. Yes. If you go there, this is free, I guess, for a couple more days. So if you need to train some Lauras, Quen, Wan, Flux, SDXL, I think anything you can train with AI Toolkit, you can go train. So please go take advantage and go train some stuff. And if it's cool, drop it in the Discord for everybody else to play with. Peter says, this would be cool if it could output looping clips. Tell me about it, buddy. Tell me about it. I don't think we're super far away from loops with one. If context windows are now a thing, how do we get there? I don't know. I'm not that guy, but we got to be close, right? We got to be close. Okay, we got our flowers. Let's make a hand reaching up into frame. Actually, I already did that. The 3 flowers is probably fine. We're running out of time, so let me get Resolve open. I'm only using Resolve because it's free. You guys use whatever you like. There's a million video editors out there. There's a million ways to do this. I'm just going to use Resolve. So in Resolve, I'm going to go over and click on the Edit field, which is going to bring me into the Edit pool. The other thing I have to do very quickly is just move these files over from my PC to my Mac. If you all just give me 2 seconds. Have you seen anything on Sora that made you laugh your face off yet, Jillian?
Yes, I definitely have. The the one that surprised me was I believe it was Rick and it was Morty. No, Rick, sorry, that got arrested by the police. It was just like, what's going on here? It was just completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of funny is like the sort of blatant disregard for copyright is kind of hilarious.
I'm surprised about this.
It's I guess it's an opt-in thing. So, if you want to make some stuff, I think you have to make it now, basically.
Yeah, that may just go away eventually, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, and then I just put those in my temp folder, and we'll put them in. I know it's really fun to stare at a empty editor, everybody. Just give me 2 seconds. I need to find a more efficient way to move files back and forth between my machines. It's got to exist, right? It's got to. Downloads, paste. Okay, I'm just going to unzip these image sequences once they make their way across my network. There we go. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So I think I can actually so these are the zip files that it made.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just unzipped those zip files. And if I recall correctly, you can actually just drag
Yeah, I think so,
a folder of PNG sequence right in to Resolve, like I'm doing right here. So there's my 3 clips. So let's close this and have a look. If I go back and hit play, they are doing the thing. Cool. So again, it's got a black background because it's got a black, like there is no background video. If I were to add a video of like a field or whatever, then the flower would be in front of that field. But here's another cool thing. The videos on top of each other are literally on top of each other. So now we can scale the flowers down a bit. reposition them, make a little scene out of it. Zoom, position, and so by just putting the clips all on top of each other like this, we're just basically sticking everything together. And then all of a sudden, we're making like video collages with our assets.
It's so cool, man.
Actually, this was much faster than I thought it would be. But yeah, what I was doing there was just playing with the transform controls for each video, right? But it doesn't end there, right? Like we have there's a whole series of in this composite mode here. You can actually try all the different blend modes for the different layers. Let me actually just grab a real quick piece of footage to put behind it. Pixels, video, field. That's terrible. Let's find a cool video. Something that looks like the flowers could actually be in front of. Maybe that one? Oh, these are too high. This is a really fun part, is actually thinking about compositing and you know, like where would this actually make sense?
How about the
need something where it's like lower to the ground so that it like would make sense for those flowers to be the size that they are. Because if it's just like a shot of a field, right, it's not going to really work.
And maybe like a blurry background.
You also kind of want it to be a static shot too. Maybe this one. So let's download this. So here, I'll just make this a little. There we go. So these are our 3 video layers. I actually need to move them up because I want to put a layer underneath. So and again, apologies to everybody if this is like you know, you already know how to do this. Like that's cool. Some people don't.
Yeah, I mean, you just show like a way to something unique, you know.
Pretty crazy. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it would be, you know, you can totally take this and run with it and like do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. And it doesn't necessarily have to have a background either. Yeah, you could composite the scene you want and then literally dream over it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's going to blend things together, add reflections and shadows, and
super cool.
The world is your oyster at this point, honestly. Or your flower, I should say, to be in theme.
Say clam. The world's your clam.
Look at that. This is so cool. And also what you can do is you see, because the one on the left is moving at the base, you can actually fix the base and move the head because of the wind. You can go crazy with this.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, is because these are transforming, like we like maybe I actually like this one angled like that.
And the anchor point
over here and over there. Maybe I want it bigger. Maybe I want it smaller. Maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe I can look at it now with that background and say, oh, you know what? These are actually, these are a little big. So let's bring them down and just like get them planted into places where they might make a little more sense. Zoom it down, position over here, maybe put it down here. You know, maybe it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, like just go like, yeah, like, I don't know. This is a bad example, but the possibilities are pretty cool. I'll show you guys something I made with just a bunch of hands. Oh man, my hard drive is just
it's full.
You'd think someone with just a nonsense brain had my computer. Oops. Play. Can you loop? Every video player feels like a regression from the last video player every time I use one. But yeah, this is like for, for flowers and 3 hands with some hands reaching down to the flowers. So like for like music videos, like come on, this is going to be yeah. And you could build a completely automated system that just makes assets and just run it all night, with an LLM in front of it. And like, yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah, you can really like go crazy and make
super stoked.
Very usable. It's usable stuff here in this point,
Mm-hmm. Super stoked to see what everybody makes with it.
I have an idea, Pers. I mean, we can talk about it later, but that'd be a cool concept for one of the weekly to see who makes the best composite.
Yeah. Let's try a fried egg sandwich on a transparent background.
Now we're talking. That's the first I know right there.
While this is rendering, I'd like to talk about the Comfy Challenge. We did the Comfy Challenge last week, Heartbeat, in conjunction with Wan. I believe the Wan side of it is actually still going on too, so you can still enter on their side. Our side's done, and we're moving on to a new challenge this week. So I am going to show you all the trailer for the next challenge, and then we're going to watch the entries for last week's challenge. And let me tell you, I was absolutely blown away. I always say this, but last week, this is cool. This is great for just VJ material. There's stuff to throw on like a dubstep set. Just be like sandwich, sandwich, sandwich.
And you make it audio active.
Oh my God. So yeah, that sandwich came up at the most inopportune time. I was just talking about how moving everyone's pieces were. So yeah, let's have a look at the trailer for next week. Next week is called The Impossible Feast. The Impossible Feast. Ready? So friends, make something very weird. Mildly edible? It doesn't have to be edible. It just has to sort of be food-like. The most weirdest dish you can think of, the most exotic dish you can think of, bring it. Bring it this week. Concrete sushi. Yeah. Go nuts. That's the point. It's supposed to be weird. Okay, and now I am going to be serious, and let's check out this amazing montage of pieces based on the term heartbeat. This was a storytelling challenge this week, so keep that in mind when you check these out. So check this out.
新世纪，新生活，从开机的一刻开始，守护您的家。
购电话请拨打312。每一次心跳都是天地的回响。和谐并非抹去差异，而是同频共生。当与柔相争，山河随之震荡。汇聚为一，天地大同，生生不息。
Holy cow!
Are you kidding me?
It makes my sandwich
crazy?
makes my sandwich look a little stupid, eh?
They were amazing, but the ink more one, with the ink, just completely blew my mind. But all of them blew my mind. But that one was like, whoa.
Yeah, wow. That was incredible. Once again, just totally blown away by the creativity in our community. I can't wait to see what crazy meals you guys come up with.
Right?
Should be a little lighter this time around.
And I think it would be fun. It doesn't necessarily need to be. It can be funny. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't need to look good. It can be also wild. As far as food, just be creative, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
and that's the thing, man. We just want you to use Comfy. It doesn't have to all be in Comfy. It's just part of it, major part of it. But if you just made everything in Comfy and then go crazy with a video editor, that it's only going to make your piece look better, and that's totally well within the spec of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get you to make stuff and then do stuff with it.
No.
And yeah, this Wan Alpha thing, I think it'd be a really good chance to try making folders and folders of assets, and then figure out, the finer points of mass asset management. Some tips I can give you are learn how to use Claude or ChatGPT to make batch files or Python scripts that can recursively dump like the zip files into folders, and then same thing to like use FFmpeg to convert them into stuff and then put them in an output folder. Basically, save yourself as much manual moving and renaming and unzipping and deleting as you possibly can. Because it's fine when it's 10 assets, but if you made 200 assets overnight and you want to just have them ready to go in a folder, you're going to need to basically build your own way to do that. There's no software for that, really. Like there's Adobe Bridge, and it kind of does a thing, but not really what we're talking about here. Like learning how to like process these big chunks of stuff you make is one of the skills that you'll have to build if you're going to make large chunks of stuff and do stuff with it. Or you can take a more pointed approach and make the stuff you need and only convert the things you're going to actually use. But what's the fun in that? I'd rather have a hard drive full of files I'm never going to touch. Oh yeah, we didn't try the
Pixel.
Yeah, let's try that real quick before we close up. We close up shop. All right, so we're going to try 256 by 256. Let's just YOLO this.
I bet you it could be all time.
Okay, and we're going to say medium shot, a little man jumping in the air, transparent background. We're going to say pixel art, 8-bit. I have no idea if this model can even do this res or if it can do this kind of stuff, but I am curious. Yep, Gemini CLI. Yeah, anything. Yeah, I didn't mean to just say the expensive ones. Whoa.
Wow. It's not pixel art, but it's cool.
That's 256 by 256. Wow. That's really impressive, actually.
It looks.
You could just pixelate this guy.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this kind of stuff would be good for like children's animations where you just need a bunch of like stuff to fill a scene. You just like kids running around and like while somebody's like learning how to do math or whatever. Try a couple runs. I don't even know if you can lower the res more. Wow, it just doesn't have any 8-bit stuff in the model, I don't think. Man, it spits these assets out fast.
Yeah.
It's taking longer to save the PNG sequences.
I mean, look, they're pretty good too. They're very usable.
All right, let's try 64 by 64. Whoa. Might have found the lower limits of the model. 128 by 128. This is all very important research, everybody. Whoa. Okay. I think 256 by 256 feels like the lower limit. Let's try 480 by 480. That feels like it should be the right res for lightning. That was 128 by 128, John. Thanks, Willie. Appreciate you, bud. That's pretty good, actually. Damn.
It's so good.
But yeah, this would be a great way to make little tiny assets. Yeah, you can always couple this with Phil's what is it? Multiple FL prompt selector. So we've covered this a couple times, but in Phil nodes, there's a node called the FL prompt selector, and this is the index. So in a batch sequence, this index will iterate, or rather, this index will correspond to the line on this file. So I can say, like in our case here, right? Sorry, I got to get away from this node. There we go. So here's our prompt. I'm going to copy this prompt. I'm going to take it over to the fill node here. And we have a prepend and an append. So I'm going to prepend some stuff and I'm going to append some stuff. I'm going to append transparent background and I'm going to prepend medium shot. And I'm going to get rid of the pixel art stuff because it ain't doing a damn thing. Boink. And then we're going to grab this middle bit here and we're going to paste it in here. So we're going to say frog, turkey, horse, dog. Medium shot, frog, turkey, horse, dog, index 0, 1, 2, 3. What do we need? We need an incrementer node. You can get these anywhere. You can even use an int. Actually, we can just use an int. I'm going to use an incrementer node because it has this max value thing. Mm-hmm. It's over where the prompts are. Okay. Our incrementer over here, this is the thing that's going to go up a value with every run. And that's what's going to iterate through each one of these prompts using this prepend and append for each shot. So seed 0, we're going to set that to increment and our max value is 0, 1, 2, 3. IDs start at 0. Regular numbers start at 1. So you got to subtract one number from the amount of things in your thing to do the thing when you use indexes. This is a problem you'll come into every time you have to use an index. I'm going to do a batch of 4 up here. I'm changing it to 4. Yep. And then we've got our incrementers incrementing from seed 0, seed 1, seed 2, seed 3, seed 4. Then we just plug our little string into our Wan Alpha node here. And it's going to go medium shot frog, transparent background, medium shot turkey, transparent background, medium shot horse, medium shot dog. So obviously, these are very stupid prompts, but if you were to use better prompts, you could get much better results. Let's see, we got 4 queued up. So it should make a frog. Then it should make a turkey. Then it should make a horse. Then it should make a dog. If all is right with the world.
Here's your frog.
You can also do this with a just like a text list. There's like text list nodes that do the same thing. If you feed a text list into this input here, this node will automatically skip through the text list line by line. So if you just new line separate each prompt, it will do the same thing. The reason I use the incrementer is because I might want to do 8 runs and then have it loop through the thing twice or 12 runs. And then I can say there's only 4 prompts so that it loops every 4 prompts.
Oh, it does the same thing. Yeah.
So we got our turkey. Now we're doing our horse. And then we should get our dog. Unless I mathed wrong. I might have mathed too close to the sun, but we'll see. This is... I think it's native. Yeah. I think it is. The alpha VAE decode. I'm not sure where that comes from. Oh, it's just a regular VAE decode. Yeah. This is all native. Whoopsies. Frog, horse. Oh, I did frog again. I probably messed up the math here. Max value probably 4. I think they changed it so the max value is not related to the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 things. So like it's actually how many things you have in your list, and then it does the math itself. So, but yeah, it should have been a dog, but it's a frog. whatever, man. Yeah, friends, hopefully you can have some fun with this. I would love to see, where do you select 4 prompts to loop the list? Right here in the increment node by masquerade nodes, I'm selecting a max value of 4. And then I'm starting my seed at 0. So when it gets to 4, it's going to loop back to 0. And then I just ran 4 runs at the top. So if I ran 8, it would loop through this list twice. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, friendos, that's been super fun. Thanks for hanging out. As always, we appreciate you very much. And we will be back on Tuesday, CHEWESDAY, Tuesday.
And I just wanted to say it's good to be back. I miss you all. Miss your purrs.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
Feels like a long time. Let me tell you, jet lag is real.
You want to tell the people what you got under your desk right now?
Oh, yeah. I do have a little RTX 6000 Pro. Oh, yeah, it's exciting. It's set up. It's running.
Everyone has a 6000 but me. But that's okay. That's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I don't need
the way to remote in first.
Thanks, friends. Much love. Go play with Wan Alpha. Everything, all the stuff you need is in the link to Wan Alpha below. Just read the GitHub and go through the stuff. The model links are there. The directions, I'm going to go just pull it right back up so you can see what I'm talking about. Come on. There we go. Okay. So if you just go to that link at the bottom, you will come here to the WeChat CV Wan Alpha page. Scroll down past all the demos and you will see a section for how to get set up with ComfyUI right here. Official ComfyUI version. Download all the models and then place them in these folders that it's telling you to put them in. After you do that, the workflow will just run. This is the workflow. And please don't forget, the other thing you have to do is download this RGBA Save Tools Python file and just drop it in the root of your custom nodes folder so that it gives it, if you don't do that, this node won't appear. This save PNG zip in preview RGBA. You need this node to see what you're doing and to get the PNGs out. So that's it. Thanks, friends. Have fun. Enjoy. We'll see you all on Tuesday. And I have a very special guest coming on Tuesday. That'll be CJ from DataBots and Stable Audio. And we'll be talking about Stable Audio 2.5, the state of current open source and closed source audio diffusion, and the history of the band DataBots. Go check them out. DADABOTS. DataBots. They are probably the first AI band. They've been doing it longer than most of us have even been aware of AI. So that's going to be really sick. Come out on Tuesday. And if you miss it, don't sweat it. It'll be on YouTube like every other one. We are always saving these on YouTube and they will always be available for you to come back and watch again. So if you missed something, come on back and check it out. The live chat usually works a day or two after they're posted. So if I was sending links in a live chat, apologies for that. They will show up eventually though. So yeah, much love. Thanks, Julian. Hopefully we'll see Phil on Tuesday and we'll have CJ and we'll have lots of fun. Do the challenge, everybody. I want to see your weird food. I want to see your weird food.
I can't wait. That's going to be a fun one.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend, everyone.